Hey everyone, Grant with State of the Spark. Real quick, I wanted to check this out. I'm reading this again from the Hagakure, one of my favorite samurai books, and here it is. You gotta check this out. Being impatient, by being impatient, matters are damaged and great works cannot be done. If one considers something not to be a matter of time, it will be done surprisingly quickly. Here's the thing. I've dealt with a lot of small business people, and a lot of small business people are in a hurry. There's a lot to do. We can't ignore that. As a small business person trying to launch a venture, forget small business. If you're trying to launch a movement or a mission, or hell, if you're trying to travel the country, whatever it is you're trying to do, we know there's a lot to do. This life is freaking busy. To keep up with social media, to write that book you always wanted, and work that job, I know it's freaking difficult to do. So we rush and we get impatient. What the samurai knew way back then is the idea of focus. You could call it Zen, you could call it whatever you wanted to, Zazen, especially as we're talking about samurai. And Zen's really in right now, but the truth is you just think about it as focus. When you start a new task, I know you've got a lot in your inbox. When you finish something off, take a break, go take 5 minutes, go run around the house, go do a few push-ups, get a drink of water, whatever, come back. When you grab your next task, don't be impatient and don't think about the time. Now, in our case, we actually use a timer for all of our employees, and those timers with the employees, that helps us actually keep data. But if you just set that and then forget it, and then actually get drawn into the task, don't watch shows, don't get distracted by stuff in the background. A lot of times this impatient causes us to hate the work. And when we hate the work, we do things to distract us from the work. And when we get distracted from the work while we're doing the work, we do that work very inefficiently. So the trick is actually just grab that task, do that task, focus on that task, and you'll see insights. You'll actually rapidly click through these things. My wife and I were talking about how we worked from the Dominican Republic and how we've worked from the road in the past. And the idea was awesome because we would do more in that time that we sat down, that one day a week, that one afternoon a week. We would just cruise through work because we were already daydreaming. Hey, we want to get back to surfing. We want to get back to hiking. We want to get back to relaxing or reading books or developing ourselves internally or developing our minds. Because we were excited about that, when it came time to work, we would just sit down and get through that work. We'd focus on it. We don't want to drag it out. We are so inundated with the amount of work we have to do that we just go, it'll never end. It doesn't matter if I drag it out or not drag it out. So we'll put a show on. I do this. I put a show on in the background. But when I put music on in the background or inspiring messages, and I just turn that real low and I focus in on the task at hand, I tend to knock that thing out so quick and so efficiently.